All right, so now we're going to create the list and add the button. All right, so if I go right here to our application, I'm going to go to add names to list and do a simple console log with this that names, all right, with the array we have right here. So every time we add a name, we're going to get something. If I add 2, we're going to get 2, all right? So we do get a list. Okay, so let me just go back on this one. I'm going to go back to index, and we need to create a place where we are going to loop this array and show each name, right? So I'm going to create a div. This div will have a class of list of names. Makes sense. And inside of here, we need to add a div on each name. So each name is going to be a div. If you remember, we can use a b4. So with b4, we can loop different things. So in this case, I'm going to say b4 equals something. So what are we going to be looping? The names array, all right? So we're going to say in names. So on each iteration, what we need is an actual name, the name on each iteration, and we also need the index. Now, for future reference, sometimes you're going to get an error on this. Whenever you loop something, you need to add a key. And this is kind of an ID or a reference for each element that Vue.js is going to create behind the scenes. Because if we have 10 names, we're going to have 10 different divs right here with a different name. So we need to let Vue know what is the key for each. And this is why I'm bringing the index. I'm going to say that the key is going to be index. Now on each iteration, we want to add the name, right? So I'm going to say name. Let's reload the application. And if I do Ron Swanson, sorry, I'm a big fan of Parks and Recreation. And then Steve, and we get it, Steve, and then of course Francis. And all right, we get the names. Much later, when we want to delete, we can click and we're gonna delete that. But we're gonna get there in a couple minutes. Okay, so we can add the name. So now what we need to do is to show the button. And something special goes on right here. If I do Steve, which is one name, all right, we cannot get a random value from just one entry. We need more. So if I do Ron, it's only going to show whenever we have more than 2 names on the list. All right, so let's go back to our project, and go back to here. Now there's no need to do anything right here. We can do it directly from the HTML. So I'm going to go below the list of names, and I'm going to say div open and close. And this one, it's really simple. I only want to show this div if we have more than one name on the names list. So I'm going to do a bif, just like before. And I'm going to say, okay, if names dot and then length, just like this, it's greater than 1, then we want to show the button. If not, of course, we are not going to show it. All right. So of course, right here, check. Oh, sorry for this. We need to create a div. Div. There we go. Open and close. And this one will say check the loser. All right. And I'm going to add a class to this one, which is class and action and then underscore button. Okay. So let's reload the application and see what happens. Steve, I'm going to add it. I'm going to add Ron, and we should be getting the button, and we do get the button. Okay, it's good. Works. So now what we need to do, whenever we click the button right here, we need to go to the next stage, which is this one. So we need to change some things on the data right here on the state. We need to change it to false and generate and grab all the names on that list and get a random name. All right, really simple. So let's go to the next one and do that.